Good evening, everybody, and welcome to PT3. And I'm going to adjust my camera a little bit. There we go. So tonight, I want to talk about whether or not my microphone is actually working or not. I think it is, but I'm not positive. Testing. Okay, my microphone's working. That's good. Anyway, tonight I would talk about bad prints, goodish prints, and my lithophanes, and what else? The Magigoo build surface. So I'm 22 prints into that Magigoo surface, and I still have not replaced it. I will say that I've noticed that at the end of the cycle, even when the bed's completely cooled down, the prints are sticking really well to the build plate still, but it's not the same. It's like the surface, the friction between the printed part and like the printed part here and the build plate, it's like, yeah, you can't slide it. It doesn't want to move anymore like it used to. It used to be when I first started, it would just pop off and I could just slide that across the build plate. Now it still comes off easy, but it doesn't slide anymore. But the adhesion is still ridiculously good. So another thing to talk about is bad models. I think most everybody knows, or if you don't, you will learn eventually. Thingiverse is a great resource for parts and pieces and things and doodads, knickknacks, and art. And not everything is tested with a 3D printer. Okay, that being said, this particular model is done by Tullio Lannon. This, you can find it on Thingiverse. This is the marble machine, which printed absolutely beautifully, with the exception of a couple of things. Okay, whether it be my printer or whether it be the model, I am not exactly sure. So anybody that's printed this model, let me know. I ended up with some strange banding. That's the first time I have actually seen anything on the CR-10S do this. And so I've got a spot here, which you can really see that. And I'm trying to think. Let me just turn this for you so you can see it. This is actually a lemon filament through 3D racks. And it's actually pretty cool. I did the translucent purple called the Purple Haze not that long ago with my maker coin. I mean, the bottom of this is awesome. So one of the issues I did notice that I had is, I'm thinking I probably didn't do enough perimeters on this, on the bottom, maybe. But inside there's a guide pin for this worm gear, which also has a strange blemish on it, which is towards the top. So let's see if that lines up with the, no, see, that doesn't line up with the blemish either. So I'm wondering if there was a snag and maybe in the filament at one point or something. I also had this, like where the overhang is, I ended up with some kind of hanging bits of filament. So, but again, I also had some thin layers in here. So it's possible I had some drag going on. But anyway, after I got done printing it, it drops together like a champ. Everything fit together. I mean, there's a little bit of, play in that, but that's fine. That's probably a good thing. And even with the little pin in the bottom for the shaft broken, it still spins nicely. I haven't found a bearing that fits this yet. So So yeah, that's a nice print. Okay, that was a really well thought out print, and I'm sure that they spent much time 3D printing it to make sure that it was going to come out properly. A strange example of a print that was not designed or properly executed and released on Thingiverse. This is, I believe, it's still a work in progress, and it's not. I'm not going to name names or say what this is, but this section was fine. I built up some supports in it, and it printed without problem. The supports came off. I mean, you can't see them. There were supports here. There were supports here. There were supports here and here and here, and you can't see them now. You know, I haven't done any post-processing other than taking off the supports. So the layers are pretty good. You know, I mean, there's definitely some, I have some vibration issues or something going on, I'd say, but, and it occurs on X and Y, so, but it looks like it does occur more on one than the other, so I'd have to check and see what the orientation is on this part for that. Another thing that I noticed was this is actually cool and not so cool at the same exact time. This is the bottom of the print. Now you can see those lines. That is because the print itself was not designed. It printed part of this on layer 1, and then the rest of it started at layer 2. So all this, like you can see those lines, those are layer 1, and then the rest of it printed above it. So there's some weirdness going on with that. But it was just the one layer, so it was not a. I didn't catch it. I mean, it's so small, I didn't catch it. This part I did catch. This is actually the piece itself is supposed to be like this. This was supposed to be one piece when it printed. But as I noticed when I was putting it together in the slicer, it actually had a gap that was big enough underneath it that it started asking for support material. And I was like, oh, well, that's not good. I didn't want to, this has got some heft to it. And because of the angle, I was like, I'm not sure that I really trust support material to that. So yeah, that was definitely not happening. Not happening at all. And I did hear what you guys requested the other day in regards to doing more recorded content. It did not fall upon deaf ears, I assure you. I do listen to you when you talk to me. And I actually did try to do a pre-recorded release video that I would have edited and done all the fancy stuff to. And let's just say sometimes bad things happen. And as I was doing that, long story short, I lost all the video. So yeah, so I will be trying it again. Okay. So today was just kind of a hangout sesh, you know, just to kind of talk to you, catch up with you real quick. Just because I want to make sure I keep having something like a live stream or video, like at least once or twice a week. Because I do, like I said, I really do enjoy doing this regardless. So, and I'm very proud of this very large lithophane, but you guys have seen that a million times. So, but what you haven't seen yet is my CR-10. I did put some lights on it. If you want to see the lights, I'm going to turn the light off so you can see the lights. So this is my new CR-10 lighting. And it does cycle colors, which is pretty awesome. So when I'm doing prints with this camera, I can still keep it in a low light condition, but still be able to see the print, which is extremely beneficial. So there is that. Now I will also come over here and show you something else. I am working on Simplify 3D. And it took me a while to export the paths for this, or to export the G code, because this model is ridiculous. Okay, so let's get the printer started real quick, and I will explain. I'm doing some original prints of lithophanes that I have made from my own photographs, and that's what I'm working on now. And unfortunately, that laptop will not do more than 3 lithophanes at a time on the build plate. Not happening. That computer completely locked up when I get 7 on there. One, because I was going to do them all like this, do one big batch. It was going to take probably 13 hours to do them, which with this printer means probably like 20 something hours. And yeah, it ran out of memory. So much for that. All right, so I'm going to get this warmed up, and then I'm going to come back over here, and we will talk for a couple more minutes before I go for the evening, because this really isn't it's just an update stream. I'm not really trying to create awesome content today. Although I can move my mirror. I'll try to share space with the printer. That way we can see that, because printers are always more interesting to watch. And since I don't have 2 monitors going, or 2 cameras going, because I'm unable to do so, well, we'll just have to do it this way. So yep, we're going to be doing a video on this soon too. This is I don't remember what brand. I got a bag somewhere over there, but this is the purge filament that I'm going to be using for this when I switch over to what do you call it, when I switch to doing the PETG filament, because PETG is going to be a new endeavor for me. I've tried it before and it didn't go well. Oh, you can't see the lights from there. Oh, there we go. Now you can see the lights. Oh, since everybody's been so chatty today, I'm presuming that I am not missing any chats, because if I am, I really sincerely apologize. But I haven't seen any pop up, so I'm going to assume that nobody has said anything. So I'm going to pull it up real quick just to make sure, because knowing me and the computer that I have, it is entirely possible. Okay, good. Okay, so nobody has been saying anything. Excellent. Well, actually, how are you today? It is such a pleasure to have you. I'm just kind of doing a little mini hangout. And I was showing off my lighting for the CR-10S. So it's always a pleasure to have people in the room. And I could even make it white. Well, I could if I... Why are you not working? Okay, there it goes. Okay. I forgot the white looks more blue than anything else. Thank you. I like them. And you can do the... it's got a kind of a fade feature. Oh, excellent. A little bit jealous, but I actually just purchased the Anycubic Chiron, so I'm waiting for that to show up, because I wanted to get that during the pre-release. So that's going to be my next toy to play with. I'm looking forward to it, though. But yeah, congrats on the S4. I know I really want to get the S5, but then I got to keep reminding myself that I'm building a printer that's going to be bigger than that anyway. So what's the point? So I don't know. I just really like the CR10. I'm actually coming up on, oh God, I don't know. Let me see how many hours we're looking at here. This printer has been running for over a month straight now. Obviously in between builds. And this is the 23rd print, I think. 23rd, 22nd. Hold on, let me look. This is the 23rd or 24th. No, this is the 24th print on this Magigoo surface. And I have yet to have a failure yet, and I have been using the exact same spot. Well, not the exact same spot, but the same build area, center on the build plate. Sending build area. Yeah, I know. Well, actually, I do too, because I really wanted to do the Baddeley, Michael, you know him, his R2D2 dome in one piece. I thought that would be absolutely slick. Number 13, I think, need to build a simple foam box. Use this one for ABS. Yeah, I can understand that. I've seen a whole bunch of different ways to do things. I mean, foam always made me nervous, unless you're using the Mylar faced foam, because I don't know, for some reason I get so nervous with like having foam near the hot end. That just creeps me out. So I'm always paranoid about something catching on fire. So 24 times 30 equals 720. So yeah, we're probably getting pretty close to the 1,000-hour mark, which means that I'm going to have to do a video on this thing soon, and I wish this had the history on it, because my ANET actually had an option that I could click and go through and see what the actual run hours were. And I have not seen that on this. So I don't even know if that's possible on this printer or not. It's something I'll have to ask somebody that's an expert with all things CR-10. But so far, I mean, honestly, this has been the best printer I have ever owned. And since this is my 6th printer and my 7th one is on the way, I'd say that means something, because I mean, I built this one that's sitting that you can just see the edge of. That's the Z360. And I built the Folgertech FT5, which is, I'm not even trying to diminish that. That is a great printer. It's a printer for somebody with time and a real competency for putting together 3D printers and all that. And everybody knows that I have somewhat of a kind of an ADD approach to 3D printers. So, hello, Minnesota Maker. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think this is the first time I've ever had you in my chat, so thanks for coming. Sorry, I'm reading the chat, and I'm trying to talk. So let's see if there's a happy medium here. That way I can at least face the camera, sort of. Yeah, it's not really going to be a humongously long stream tonight. I'm just, like I said, I wanted to slice the models for these lithophanes that I did pictures of. And unfortunately, they memory bombed my... yeah, well, welcome, Minnesota Maker. I do appreciate you being here. I'm not the most interesting channel, just a forewarning. So if you guys see me live streaming, it is an excellent time to get yourself geared up, to relax, and to go to sleep. So even if you subscribe to me just to put you to sleep, I am worth it. I can do that for you. But when I do have stuff to talk about, it's great. Unfortunately, I'm not the most, I don't know, what's the word? YouTube creative, I guess. I am not a YouTube artiste. I am someone that likes to play with 3D printers, and I like to share experience, and I like to get along with people. And that's who I am. I love that. So that's why I do these videos. And whether or not they're interesting or not, if people watch them, I think that is fantastic. Better than melatonin. Absolutely, hands down. I am better than warm milk. Okay? I'm just saying. Or what's the other one? I don't know. I don't take sleep pills, so I can't remember. Oh yeah. So anyway, the problem with lithophanes, they seem to use a lot more memory when rendering than a standard model does. I have done like I said, I did I'm glad you like that. I've done that. I did the lemon marble machine. Well, this particular rendition of the marble machine. There's several others on Thingiverse. And this took like, I don't know, 30 seconds in S3D to go from the prepare window to the G-code window on my printer over here. This right here, these two lithophanes that are, I don't remember how big they are. I think they're like eight or so inches, I think, long, 8x8. Those took 5 minutes to go from the prepare the model to the, let's export it to G-code model. So yeah, that was something. The first time I did it, like I said, I had 7 on the build plate. And yeah, it crashed my computer. It said, I have out of memory. I can't do anymore. So yeah, we're gonna have to focus on expediting a new computer, like a gaming rig or something, for this office soon. So I'll have to stop buying printers for a little while, because I did buy this one 2 months ago, and I bought the Anycubic Chiron, which is coming in at some point, whenever they get around to it. Not particularly happy with them right now. But I can give you the story if you guys want to hear it. I was going to save it for the unboxing video, but I guess it's better that it's on my mind. I'll get it out now before I end the stream. So I was interested in getting the Chiron from Anycubic because if you've watched any of my videos, hey Wiley, how you doing? I have a tendency of going for printers that most other people don't get. I think one of the biggest successful videos that I did was between the Z360 and the FT5. And again, when I did the videos, there weren't a whole lot of videos around. And I think that probably had a lot to do with it. So when people did a search for like Z360 or Jenny printer or whatever, they popped up that video, and it was like, for a while, that was the top of the video list. And I think it still is, actually. Nobody buys them, I guess. It's an Ultimaker 2 clone with dual nozzles, which I still haven't decided if I'm going to go that route or not. I need some pieces for the Olsen block to make it work in dual extrusion mode with simplified 3D. Started working on the profile, though. And I need a build plate for it, too. What else? So yeah, I decided, you know what? I saw 2 videos on the Anycubic Chiron, and only one of them was from somebody outside of Anycubic. And I was like, well, maybe I can get the pre-release order one and actually be able to do a unique video or unboxing with you guys. That way it's not like daisy chaining, like, oh, look, I got a CR-10. Look, I got a CR-10. Look, I mean, there was like, what, a day where there was like 10 different people over the course of a week were doing unboxing videos for the CR-10. Big name people too. It was the same with a couple of the other printers. And now, of course, the CRX, which is the newest one that everybody's doing the reviews on. And I'm, as much as I say I'm not into doing reviews, I mean, part of me wants to make interesting content, which means that I have to kind of dig outside of the box a little bit. So I go and I scratch around until I find something that I think I will like. And I got to tell you, the Anycubic Chiron has got some features. Oh, but I really hope that it doesn't have the kind of features that the CRX has. And what I mean by that is It says it has these features, but they didn't really test them properly, so they bomb or they fall short. So, I mean, I know some people have had pretty good success with the CRX and some people have not. So, not sure what the consistency problem is there. So I got 15 minutes before I gotta get off the stream. So anything specific you guys want to hear about? See? It's all right. It's humid in here, and it makes it very difficult to breathe. Ugh. Although, if I die on a live stream, that would be a first, right? Woo! Or maybe not. I don't know. That's probably a bad thing to say. Sorry to anybody I offended with that. Oh, so yes, the Capricorn is working wonderfully. I apparently did not screw that up horribly, so that is good. I've also, I think I did another video where I upgraded the Capricorn on the Ultimaker 2 clone. So, come on, you guys got to have something worthwhile. I have to apologize to Walter. I didn't make his stream today. I was busy. I was actually trapped in multiple conversations. And I had to take my son to his first viewing of Taekwondo because he's pretty amped about doing that after school when the school year starts back up. So, heck, I think I might actually do it. It's kind of cool. Okay. Let's see. Got a couple more things that I could probably clean up while we watch this. So here, I will give you the 3D printer to take a look at because I really enjoy watching 3D printers at work. And of course, this is like the first couple layers since this is a lithophane. So I print the lithophanes going vertically. I don't print them on the surface of the build plate. There isn't really a specific reason for that other than I have yet to try it. And the only other reason is that I can fit more than one on here if I do it this way. So I may try it this way one of these days. I don't know if there is a specific benefit to doing it this way other than I think the potential for like blemishes on the surface is a thing. Because if you're printing something on the back and you're ending on the front, yes, thank you for that. Well, and again, it makes sense because, I mean, when they're swirling around and all that, you're going to end up with your imperfections on the top, whereas doing it this way, they're probably going to be less noticeable. But I may actually sell some of these lithophanes. I don't know yet if they're actually worth it. I have to do some testing and see if they are worthy of it. I also have to consider not whether doing them in ABS or a PETG is beneficial in any way. So far, I've only used PLA for that, which is what most of my work actually is done in, is PLA. But I did get that food dehydrator for the express purpose of being able to dry some old PETG that I have to try and use that. It was unfortunate that when I got it, I ended up having issues later to find out that I knew nothing about 3D printers and that I had missed some key information. And part of that key information is that PETG requires higher temperatures, longer sustained temperatures. And unlike PLA, it will bake any residual PLA into the nozzle and basically impact it. And then you're either going to have to get a really, really, really fine pick to pull it all out of the hot end or the nozzle, or you're just going to have to replace the nozzle. because once you bake PLA at like temperatures close to ABS, there's pretty much nothing you can do about it. I don't even know if you can use formaldehyde or a formaldehyde bath to soak it in to get it out. It could be wrong, but I mean, as far as I know, once you bake PLA at like PETG or ABS temperatures, it essentially crystallizes because it gets rid of all the oils that were in it. And I could be wrong, and I'm okay with admitting I'm wrong if I'm wrong. But that's pretty much been my experience so far. Hence the reason why I got the Purge filament. Purge filament is awesome stuff. Oh, and I did get some camera stands, so I can, when I can actually do the dual streaming cameras, I can use this. It's actually, these are really kind of, they're very clever. They're not as clever as the fancy articulated ones that do all kinds of stuff, but it works. I can actually put my phone in here and do some phone live streams, or I can mount my GoPro to this. Pretty much, well, my GoPro, the GoPro knockoff. And the irony is the name. I thought that was really funny. If I changed that to an A, it would be Shane's channel from Fugatech. But anyway, I didn't know that that was the brand until after I got it in the mail. I bought 2 of these, and so far, they work really good. You kind of have to tweak the this part a little bit to get it right, because where there's a bar here, and you got to make sure that you're on the opposite side of it if you're going to tilt this backwards. So, not really a problem. Oh, and I have so many things I need to get done that I always have to get done, and I haven't gotten done. But I did get another cheap tripod too for a regular camera. And this looks way nicer than the one that you're sitting on. This one has adjustable feet, which is cool. It's even got a little hooky thingy right there. You know, I've arrived, and it's got a handle right here. And it has a much nicer action. And it was my favorite. It was cheap. Just like the one that it's holding the camera that you're watching me with now. So, and I'm using way too much today. And it comes with a handy dandy bag, so it can clutter up my office just like the rest of the stuff does. My little happy little friends. Oh, and we are trying out a new filament, which is the color thread. Hello, 3D Medic Vince. I cannot confirm or deny that. Yes, inexpensive is always good, especially when I have maxed out my my annual budget for 3D printers this year. On the happy side, this printer is more than half paid off already, and I've had it for less than 3 months. So that is a positive thing. Unfortunately, I also have other bills to pay, so that means that after the Anycubic gets here, I will not be buying a printer for at least a little while longer, because the computer needs to come first, so I can deliver you guys some good content, I promised. But look, the way I look at it, when I started doing this channel in 2016 or 17, whenever it was, I told you I was going to grow with you, okay? I was going to let you follow me on this journey of YouTube. I'm going to leave it at that, because like I said, I am an awesome way to put you to sleep at night when I talk. Just bought some PETG to print upgrade parts for the Mark III. That's cool. Which parts are you doing? God, that still makes me nervous. I got to do something with that cable management. It drives me nuts. Speaking of inexpensive, have you guys seen the Amazon filament? Ah, okay. Yeah, there's a part that I need to print for the extruder here, so I can do the TPU test print that I need to do. I should be able to do all the other filaments, but I've got this wiggly TPU that I really need to put through the printer, and I'm looking forward to it. But I have not been able to do it yet because I don't have that little spacer, and I'm really worried that when the filament's pulling and it retracts, it's going to try and bunch it and start wrapping it up like that. So, saw the Amazon filament today, but only as glancing by. Well, here, come here for a second. Well, here, you look at the printer for a second, and I will pull it up. Let's see what it looks like. From what I understand, they only have 3 types. They've got PETG, ABS, and PLA. They have mostly, I think they're high on the PLA. Amazon 3D printer filament. And I forgot that this is actually the best time to be streaming for you guys too, by the way. Because I think most of the people that actually watch me to go to sleep are the ones that come on later in my time. So yeah, here we go. Amazon Basics. Yeah, see, $19.70. What is the 79 crap? I don't get that. Are they bigger spools? Oh, that's right. No, they got the like the 3-pack deals in the. Yeah, that's why. I don't recall seeing this in a 3mm though, but I could be wrong. I haven't looked it up yet. I've only seen the 1.75. So they have black, they have blue, they have gray, which is a really cool looking gray, orange, pink, purple, red, translucent, white, and kind of an orangey yellow, goldenrod maybe. It says yellow, but it looks like a goldenrod on the screen, so, or something to that effect. I don't know what else to have. So yeah, Kelly, how are you, sir? So yeah, the Amazon filament looks interesting. I'm actually considering getting it. I am printing my original lithophanes. These are photographs that I took, and I am printing them. And they are going to take about 13 hours. Well, no, actually, sorry. These will probably take 8 hours. Since I crashed my laptop trying to render like 7 of them all at once, which did not work at all. It ran out of memory. We also talked about some crappy models, and I didn't really discuss what I did to fix them, though. I ended up using NetFab to break apart one of these models just so I could actually print it, because it wanted to print a part in midair with tons of supports in the middle of it, and I figured that probably wouldn't work so well. I don't know. I think I was right, because this thing is amazingly heavy. I mean, that is a solid chunk. It's got a hole in it, but I mean, look how thick the borders are on that. I mean, this is really, honestly, it is designed to grip, which is what it's for. But it's also PLA, so I don't know how long it'll last. Sounds like fun. I had an 8-hour print and 15-hour print going the other day. FT5 was online for over a day, almost nonstop printing. Oh, I thought you were going to say it almost stayed on for a day, and then it stopped working. There's nothing wrong with it. I was using Uhu up until I got that sample of Magigoo from the Earth. So And if you happen to be a local type person, or you're able to front the bill for it, I highly recommend going to this next year so we can meet, because I will be there. I promise. So yes, that is the plan for next year. Matt, wow, look, everybody's here today. This is amazing. All to watch my little boring little original print of my lithophane going on here. Well, Kelly, I really hope you are, because I would absolutely love to meet you. You have been awesome. You have offered so much cool stuff in the channel. I know I've, denied and all that, but still, the point is, you have been pretty awesome. Magigoo is good, but not that much better than a glue stick. Well, I agree. Ish. Hold on. And I will explain my point of view. Come look at me. Well, here, come look at me and my printer. So the adhesive side of things regarding like your Uhu or your glue stick, pretty good, similar. I will say though that when I'm running this at 60 degrees centigrade with Magigoo, even though my Uhu stick would do it, I had a much harder time releasing prints from the build plate with my Uhu glue stick than I do with this. This, when the bed plate or the bed cools down to below 36 degrees Celsius, it releases it, and I am not kidding. And I've done the video. I mean, you can look at past live streams, and it's just like blink. I could just push them off the bed. Wasn't able to go this year because of work, but next year we'll be able to schedule the time off. Excellent. I absolutely hope so. I'm definitely going to be taking time off for that. I'd like to take my family down with me. I don't know if I'm going to exhibit yet. I'm hoping to, but I'm relying on on John Folger to get back to me. Because I gotta work on getting some filament. I gotta do that US monofilament stuff, and I do have a really cool build that I want to do with that. You just use a sharp paint scraper on yours. Yes, I totally agree with you. Actually, clearing my throat again. Sorry, guys. I will show you something. I have two really cool tools that work well together. One of them is a scraper. Okay. Or the chisel, sorry. Sorry, it's this humidity in here is killing me. This chisel works very well when you match the angle on the build plate and you advance it into the part. If you're impatient, this works really well in conjunction with this. And look, no fingers, no arms, nothing. You just go, done. The part releases. And I'm not kidding. That's the hardest I've ever had to work on a part to release since I started using a chisel. So, yes, it is, Kelly. It is absolutely a wood chisel. I call it my part removal tool extraordinaire. It works very well. Just use a paint or sharp paint scraper on yours. Yep. Sorry, and I know I just read that. Nice hammer. Thank you. Well, actually, you know what's funny? It's funny. Is when the reason I started using the pliers, or actually I've used the paint scraper as well as a hammer, is because anything more substantial than that, and I was seriously worried I was going to destroy the glass. That being said, I have this piece of mirror tile has been through, okay, only 2 printers. Okay, this was purchased for the FT5, and I printed on it from the FT5, and I have more mirror tile at home. I spent $12 on a box of like, I think 8 tiles or something like that. And I was trying to put mirror tile on the A-net, A8 back in the day. And I was scribing the glass and I was trying to break it. And I never once had a successful break. I just completely butchered it. So I like this 12-inch by 12-inch mirror tile because it sits perfectly. And I don't have to worry about it. So no cutting. Although I guess practice makes perfect and all that. But I have not practiced, nor am I perfect. In fact, I am opposite. And somewhat musical tonight, apparently. Just an FYI, don't print PETG on glass. Wait, hold on. Even if you have a glue stick, Magigoo, in between it, I had broke 3 pieces before I said, and printed right on the same custom aluminum. Okay. I know exactly what you're talking about. This is actually, it's funny you should say that too, because I was tempted to not do the PETG on here, but I'm banking on the 60 degrees, dropping it from there to cool and seeing if I can get it to work or not. Because this mirror tile has paid for itself. So if I break it, and then I'll know. So if that's something you guys are cool with, I will do that. So, well, PETG bonds to borosilicate glass on a molecular level, but on street glass, like this type of glass, not so much. I mean, it doesn't have the same fusion. Let's just put it that way. But I do know what you're talking about. But it does stick really well, and again, it's that surface thing. Yep. Well, that's what I did. That's what this is. The 6, or I thought it was. Is it 6 or 8? I can't remember. But yeah, the wall mirror tiles, 12 by 12. Really? See, I did not know that. That's interesting. I've never heard of it doing that. Now, was that with a? Did you have a protective layer between them, or were you just using the glue stick? Oh, the other thing I don't like about the glue stick is that it leaves a residue underneath the part, which means that I have to wash it off. So I can't give like a piece like that to my customer. I also discovered that if your school glue water mix is too not right, yeah, that'll break your print or your build plate because your part will stick to it really good. You broke 2 and took a chunk right out of the middle. Oh, God, really? Huh. Yeah, I know. It's PVA glue. The point is, it's post-processing. I don't like post-processing unless I have to do it. For me, post-processing is rewarding when I'm working on my projects. It's not rewarding when I have to work on somebody else's. Well, 2 minutes or less, maybe. I can't confirm or deny that maybe I had a squirt bottle at one point with, I don't know, a mild, like couple drops of detergent in it and some water and a microfiber cloth. I wouldn't do such things. So I'm really curious to see how this print comes out. This will be the first time I have ever printed an original piece of work of my own. Well, you know, that is true. I have heard that as well, that you shouldn't sandwich PETG as closely as you do with PLA. Yep, I've done that too, Kelly. I have like hand soap or dish soap here, and actually, I think I did that. Well, I think I did it before a live stream the other day. I have only tried printing PETG a couple of times, and I think one of them was on my, well, actually it was on my InStone 3D printer, and I realized that it took a couple of chunks out of my build plate. Wow. Yeah, but I think what he's asking is, did you bring the build plate down a little bit for the first layer, so it was a little bit looser, less squish? Oh, well, yeah, that would definitely be problematic. I'm actually waiting for the what is it? The 3D printing gloop there. That's supposed to be 3D print gloop 3D. Yeah, that one. That's supposed to be. Hopefully, I'll get that eventually so I can try it out. But supposedly, it bonds equally well to PETG and ABS, and it does. It supposedly it leaves a layer between the two to protect you from having that bonding issue. So we'll see. But again, it's back to it. I mean, when they pulled the parts off, that there was definitely some adhesion there. So I mean, I don't know if I'd have to be wiping it off or not, because it takes it right off the build plate. Huh. You know, that is very interesting. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm kind of curious about doing the whole. I should do some like experiments between these printers. Same settings, same, on each printer. But I know that a couple of them would fail epically if I tried that. And I honestly don't know why I'm still on the stream, except that everybody's so chatty now. So I'm really happy with that. I could sit here and watch my 3D printer print all night long. It's so relaxing. The layers. Yeah, I've got a couple of. I do have the Octoprint ready to go BTW. That is on my desk at home. I did get the image installed. Now I just need a monitor to plug it into and keyboard and mouse for it. So that is all I'm waiting for. And I think I need to get a router for it because where I'm at, the Wi-Fi is not really an option without getting a whole bunch of. Yeah, anyway, it'd be better for me to just have my own closed network for just the printers. So, and I really do need to do that Octoprint video when I figure it out, because I still have yet to use it. There's a lot of great tutorials out there, though. And of course, Paul from Where Nerdy is Cool, he's offered to assist as well. So, and I know a bunch of you guys are experts in that, so I don't think I really have a lot to worry about. Nice. That's a good price. Now, did they fix that? Because I thought the Pi Zero W wasn't working with Octoprint at one point. I might be wrong, because like I said, I am absolutely not an expert on anything. Well, on anything. So it's just going off of what I thought I heard. Unless, of course, they have a different version of Octoprint for that to make it work. Oh, okay. Maybe that's what I was hearing. I remember hearing something about the Pi Zero W. And that very well may have been what it was. And I've heard the Duet Wi-Fi works really good too. And although I'm kind of thinking, I wonder if Venturi 3D will consider getting that mosquito hot end. Or doing a release with it. Speaking of which, if you guys have not been on the Kickstarter for that yet, I'm definitely going to be going for a t-shirt. I may have to wear it to Irv. Down to run on the Duet on CNC routers. Nice. Yeah, I'm still wanting that CNC from Folger Tech. It's a perfect size for me, and I have very limited amounts of things that I need to use it for. One of them being acrylic, and I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I could do some engraving on aluminum or something, but I wouldn't be cutting like billet aluminum or anything like that. But yeah, that would be kind of cool to be able to mill some acrylic. And that would be cool if the Duet Wi-Fi would do that. I kind of want one of those lasers too, just because then I could say I have one. I could say I have a freaking laser. No, my chat disappeared on my screen. There we go. So what do you guys think about doing hangouts like this? Is it like a horrible waste of time and definitely not a replacement to pre-recorded video? Less than interesting because I haven't scripted it. I do really love opinions, and nobody gives me opinions. I swear to everybody thinks they're going to hurt my feelings. But I know Kelly and you guys have told me I need to do some pre-recorded videos, so I will work on that. It's just like I said, I do not have a computer right now that is going to do the video. After this last weekend, I was so irritated. Let's just put it this way. My computer will barely play Robert Space Industries Star Citizen right now. Like, it's so close that if it gets any better than it is now, which I hope it does soon, then my computer will basically not be usable for that game. And I have the settings turned so far down, it's ridiculous. Well, I'm glad. Thank you. Well, I do like doing live streams. They're fun, but they're not as much fun when nobody's here. So I guess finding that sweet spot, you know, and that's at like 8:30 to like 10:30 time frame seems to be really good for a lot of people that subscribe to my channel. So live stream lets you talk to the viewers, which does give some good info. Absolutely. It gives good info every time. I can't tell you, Kelly, you've come up with a ton of really interesting stuff. You have a 15-watt laser. I have a fire logo on your wallet. Nice. An external hard drive enclosure. Nice. Your wallet stunk for a few days, but it looked cool. I could think of something it might have smelled like because I may have experience with that. So you have my sympathies. I did experiment with leather in a previous life. That sounded really wrong. Okay, let me clarify that. Nope. We're just gonna leave it at that because that was more interesting that way. My other way was gonna be much more boring. I'm gonna be out of water here shortly. Then I'm gonna be like hacking and coughing all over the place. But you know what? That's how you know I'm a human and I'm not a bot, because I sit here and hack and cough. But it is ridiculously warm in here. I think the only reason it's bearable is because I got the fan pointed right at me right now. And I'm not using the green screen today. Sorry. That was absolutely hilarious, though. The first time I did that, I still have to thank you, Matt, for your awesome reaction to that. Oh, well, like like everybody dropping off. I think I'm probably getting to that point myself, to be honest. It is a long day today, and I got another long day tomorrow. And I was watching a Joel Telling video about the CRX that he was working on, and he had raised a good point when he tried to adjust the Z end stop. This CR-10S is the exact same way. You have very little in the way that you can actually manipulate the Z limit switch to bring it down, because I mean it's going to hit on the stepper in the back. So just figured I'd share that. I thought that was really interesting when he pointed that out the other day, because I mean, yeah, it's just I don't know, you can't see it from here, but I mean, yeah, it's just so close. That bracket just would come smacking right down on it, and we definitely don't want that. No smackage. I want as little recalibration and maintenance as possible on this printer, and so far it's done well. I think I will hit it with the lubricant here soon, just to preserve these, because these, I don't even know what you call these, but these little, the brass things that roll up and down on the lead screws there. I'm not really a big fan. I mean, those things are soft, so I mean, I can't imagine that without the proper lubrication they would last for massive amounts of time. So when he gets used to the printer more, to bring it over, and I will take the Dremel to those ends. The stock springs are not the best when needing to raise it high enough. That is true. But I mean, the nice thing is they actually do provide a decent quality spring. I mean, these are better than some of the springs I have seen. I could pull the ones off of the ANA A8, just for example. So, I mean, these are beefier, but they're certainly far from, yeah. So, yeah, I know what you're saying. For the bed to be level with the hot end. Yes, I concur. I agree. I would love to see a cheaper version of the mesh bed leveling system that does, I don't know. What is it I'm looking for right now? Like the Chiron. The biggest reason I bought that is because it has the auto mesh bed leveling system. And even with that, you have to micro step it to get it set exactly where you want it. So, meh. But it does look really interesting, and I'm looking forward to it. And it does have live leveling. So, I mean, you can adjust it, when you need to, which is pretty cool. Not sure about the hot end. It's nothing special. I think it's a Bowden style, just like the rest of them. So I could probably get like an E3D or a Mosquito hot end for it, and that would probably be killer. One of these printers I would like to use exclusively with PETG filament. That way I can do more of the functional parts. Most of what I do is fairly inexpensive work and kind of revolves around PLA. Like the low poly Pokemon, those are pretty popular. People they ask me to print those all the time, and they pay for the filament and stuff, so, which is cool. I don't know what else. I'm trying to get into the cosplay area just a little bit. I know I'd like to do a couple of the 3D printed cloth ones at some point, because I just think that's cool. I may actually do a dress shirt for IRF next year and 3D print my logo on it. That way I can walk over to Dave Shorey and be like, dude, look what I did. You'll be so proud. So, but yeah, he does such an awesome job with the 3D printed fabrics and stuff. It would actually make it worthwhile for me to get back into making chainmail rings again, just so I could do some 3D printing and do crazy 3D printing and chainmail. I could probably do it. I haven't made chainmail in forever, but it's so easy. Well, depends on which pattern you go with, but mixing that with 3D printing, oh, that's even better. Mixing it with 3D printing and TPU or flexi filament would be even more awesome. Pew, pew. Oh, so what other awesome. So, okay, I got one for you. Okay, this is the last big topic of the night. 3D printing guns. Go. I have my opinion on it, but I wanted to hear what everybody else said first. Nothing? Nobody wants to talk about 3D printing guns? Dun, dun, dun. Well, if nobody's going to share with me their thoughts, then I'm not going to share mine. Wait, hold on. Why would we 3D print guns, or why would we share it with me? Quit. Don't do that. It's funny because I actually do have a... oh, okay. Well, I agree with you, by the way, Minnesota Maker. Or is it Mike? It's there, but I have no use for it. I don't want something that has the potential to blow up in my hand. See, again, another fine point. See, this is where I'm at. Okay, now let me look this up. I got to look up the date so I can say this accurately. There is a... Okay, so 2004. So that was 16 years ago, right? Rep was, it says invented. Now, I imagine it's been out since way before, a little bit before that. All of the stuff that we do is what I consider open source, which means there isn't a real restriction on what we do. You know, and we are able to do that, right? So I'm good with that. But where is it? Hold on, let me see. Maybe cheaper to print one, but I don't think you could ever get the best bang for your... Oh, nicely played, 3D Medic. I like that one. I have the real thing, so no need for me to print something that is likely to hurt me. Also, I agree with you. Well, I mean, come on, FDM. Now, if you had like a really stupid high-end, like, you know, resin sintering printer that could do metal or something, I don't know. But either way, I mean, honestly, I think that prototyping is prototyping. Functional prints are functional prints. Concept ideas, again, prototyping. So I don't really feel the need to go out and try 3D printing one. I told somebody today, when you start seeing people 3D printing with carbon nanotubes, come talk to me and we'll discuss it. But honestly, my biggest concern is that people are going to associate 3D printers with 3D printing guns, which is a very small percentage of people. And regardless of whether they do it or not, how is it any different than CNCing something or milling something or going to the hardware store and buying a pipe? I mean, these are tools. They make something to custom fit, something that you can put together. I'm worried that they're going to try and just label 3D printers as 3D printing guns, and that's the end of it. I mean, I just don't want to hear that happen. And I really don't want to tell people, no, you can't 3D print guns. I don't want to tell people that, because you know what? Then we'd be limiting something that started out as open source and that should continue to be open source. So anyway, that's my rant. I have so it's not good optics for 3D printing. Nope, and I agree with you. But again, this is the problem. It's 3D printing isn't bad. Okay, what people do with 3D printing is what they're going to do with 3D printing. I think that if you have the ability to do something with a 3D printer, you shouldn't be limited on your ability to do so, but there's a certain amount of, I wouldn't say common sense, but I would say like discretion that you'd kind of want to maintain. I mean, I don't know how many people have responded to the whole like 5 years of this guy going after, trying to get them legal, but I don't know. I just don't get it. If you had a Forged Mark II with onyx filament and carbon fiber insertion into the print, you would print stuff like that. It actually puts a constant fiber into the filament when printing. I have seen that, but I'm still not, I don't know. I mean, without actually testing it, I know that it would definitely allow for that expansion of gases, but yes. Oh, I have seen it. I know what you're talking about. It's very interesting, though. But I think it's interesting about what people focus on. Like, there are so many things that people just don't even think twice about. And I'm not trying. I don't want to say this because I don't want to call attention to anything. But 3D printing knives. Okay, I mean, people do it all the time, and there is absolutely. I haven't heard anything negative about it. But think about this for a second. A 3D printed knife, I think, or a poorly printed 3D printed object could be as dangerous, if not more so dangerous, than a 3D printed gun, because it could be used more than once. I mean, I guess the lower small caliber, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know enough about that stuff to even speculate, but still, I mean, it just seems silly. And like you said, bad optics for 3D printing, and we don't need that. Look how much progress we've made in the last couple years. I mean, this industry has stagnated for, 10 years? Based on the same technology with some improvements. And now we're starting to finally see some real change in 3D printers. It's like, I don't want to see it stop. I want to see it keep going. I want to see where it's going to go next. Fly me to the moon. Let me sail among the stars. I'll 3D print myself a hovercraft. Not a hovercraft, a flying car. That sounds cool. I need some big EDFs. That's what we got to work on next, Kelly. If we ever get together to do a collab, we got to do some, make some EDF quads, electric ducted fans, instead of using propellers. Because I'm betting that's right up your alley. Or that you could do it. God, that is such a great looking resolution on that printer. Yeah, but everybody does props. I want to do an EDF quad. That's what I want. I want 4 EDFs on a quadcopter that I 3D printed. Properly ducted, though. Balanced and ducted properly so they actually come out quieter than the fan ones. Or the bladed. And I want to put them on gimbals. Can we do that too? Don't worry, you can still fly the ones with your props on them. I'm talking about me here. This is going to drive me nuts until I figure out how this goes together. I'm guessing it's got string or like a trigger pull. I don't know. It's interesting. Let's see. It's possible. Well, no, I don't mean that. Oh, good God, no. I mean actually buying the electric ducted fans. Nah, are you kidding me? Let somebody else do that work. I just want to design the quad and 3D print that. I'll 3D print the shell or the internal structure in PLA, and I'll do the external structure in like PETG, and then I'll do the extra structure in like TPU. That way even I can fly it. It'd be like one of those what are those the Gordita Crunch over at Taco Bell. If that's still a thing. I don't know if it's still a thing. I haven't eaten Taco Bell in forever. It would also make the quad too heavy to be usable. I'm using to use monitors. Well, that is true. But you got to remember the EDF motors. Oh, now you're going to make me do. I'm going to have to look more stuff up. Kelly, you're making me look things up. Quit it. Let's see. EDF thrust versus prop thrust. Let's try that. Let's see what we come up with. Experts, EDF versus pusher. Okay. EDF versus prop. Let's see. Props are better at maintaining adequate thrust flight at lower speeds, while ducted fans are designed for fast speeds. EDFs have bad acceleration. How long ago was that? No, that's not so accurate now. Props have great acceleration and pretty good top speed. I see what you're saying, though. Oh, I agree. But what I'm talking about is, like I said, it's kind of like a taco. I got my shell on my frame on the inside because PLA is very rigid. But PLA doesn't take crashes well. It shatters. So on the outside of that, as kind of a, the decorative / impact resistant area, you could build a shell on the outside that's like PETG to absorb some of the impact. And then outside of that, you could do some TPU or flexible filament. That's what I meant. So it's like crunchy in the middle and soft on the outside. Does that make sense? If you crash a quad enough to break the PLA, I'll actually do. Okay, so yeah, you're probably right. Touche. Oh, that is funny. But you are correct. I think I can definitely agree with you on that. Oh, I didn't realize it, but I had to kick the printer or the tripod slightly too far. I mean, I know that this is a whole lot to want to see here, but I mean, kind of the point is there's a printer in action, man. Printing happens. Snapped other things more than I have PLA print parts on the quads you built. Well, that's actually good to know. I need to do a couple of quads, but I was trying to find affordable parts for them. I've got old Hobby King. What are they called? helicopters and some other stuff. It's all electric stuff, but I'd like to turn around and use some of the stuff on them. So I've never really been able to get those helicopters to do what they need to do. The transmitters I have, because they're garbage. Never use any type of acrylic for anything on a quad. Well, yeah, that would be like throwing glass at people at high speed, wouldn't it? I mean, I've got a perfect example. It's a 3D printer called the ANA A8 down here that has multiple pieces of cracked acrylic on it just because it's brittle. And of course, the parts that cracked are the parts that were under pressure from screws and from the weight. So that's why that printer is going to be donated to the new printer. Turnkey parts, batteries, etc. are the best and cheapest bang for the buck. Their batteries are some of the best I've ever used coming from China. Good to know. Did you watch have you ever watched Press Reset? He does some pretty cool videos. Most of what he's doing lately is around the e-boards or the e-skateboards or whatever. But I got to tell you, he did a video on LiPo batteries the other day that I thought was extremely informative. So if you haven't watched Preston's videos at Press Reset, I highly recommend it. Yeah, he used to do a lot more 3D printing videos, and I know he still has opinions on 3D printing stuff, but he's pretty much not really doing 3D printing stuff anymore, as far as I can tell. It'd be like if Joel Telling went from 3D printing to, I don't know. I don't have a comparison on that one. But yeah. But yeah, he was, Preston's really cool. I like watching his videos. I know I used to watch, was it Dustin there? Jatman. I used to watch him a lot, but I don't know. He was a little bit too, I don't know. He wasn't my kind of streamer, I guess. It's like Barnacles, whatever. I like him as a person, but I really can't really watch his stuff anymore. And on that note, you're going to bed. Oh, must be nice. You keep me up this late, and then you just abandon me? I agree. I got to get up early tomorrow, just like everybody else. But that is a good point. Thank you. You have a good night, Kelly. And always thank you for the contributions. And you guys put up with my sarcasm so well. Okay. I think Kelly's right. I think it's time for me to go. The printer's printing. My kids are probably sleeping or close to it. And if they're not, they're going to be when I get home. So I will bid you all a fine farewell. And I truly appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Most of the time I never intend to do streams longer than 15 minutes. And this one's been going on for quite a while now. So pearls are keep innovating and keep creating, and don't give up on your dreams. I'm not giving up on mine. I'm fighting tooth and nail to be able to follow my dream, but you know what? Eventually it'll work out, right? So until then, you guys have an awesome night. Thank you for hanging out and participating and watching, and thumb the video if you like it, and put a thumbs down if you didn't like it, and comment. Leave me commentary in the descriptions and all that stuff. And I've got contact information on my YouTube channel. So send me stupid things. I don't care. Anyway, good night, 3D Medic. It has been a pleasure. And it was really awesome having you in the stream tonight, Minnesota Maker. And God, NTMW and like everybody was in here tonight. It was ridiculous. There were so many people. And Wiley was in for a while, and Matt came in for a while, and of course Kelly was here. So you know what? Thank you all for being here, and have a great and wonderful evening. And John, you joined right when I'm getting off. Have a great night, bud.